Like, the thing is, Büyük Fethullah Gülen'e nasıl hakaret ederseniz ne büyüklük yaptın sen çocuksuz serseri. It's like funny that there are people who are fans of him in Turkey and also around in diaspora. There's a lot of fucking FETÖ fans, but he's just like a random fucking CIA guy basically. Bu amcıklar konuşmalarından tanıyorum artık. Aynen. It's funny because like I'm in a unique position. I'm in a unique position because like I obviously am not a fan of the Erdogan government, right? But I also fucking despise Fethullah Gülen, and dare I say even more than I despise the Erdogan government, because not only are they both like fundamentalists, but one was also a fundamentalist working directly with the American State Department versus like one is like directly in the pocket of the CIA, whereas the other one at least like every now and then will have, you know, will demonstrate some level of fucking autonomy, you know? But overall, it's like, it's really interesting to think about because like Turkey, despite being a NATO country, has still kind of had their own like they've still had their own like fundy movements, I guess, like grow in prominence, and America played a big role in that. And the analysis from the American State Department at the time, and I'll get to Fethullah Gülen extensively later, but I guess like the one thing I will say is that, you know how the Western world like really beefed up the Wahhabists in the region and the Salafists, and they were like, oh yeah, these are going to be like our counterbalance to like secular pan-Arabic nationalist movements that sometimes were like social democrat or like socialist adjacent. Like, we can't have that. This is a resource-rich region. We can't have them align with the USSR. That would be devastating for the global economy from the perspective of the Western world. So they basically propped up those like Salafists and shit. And then America turned around and were like, uh-oh, these guys are actually kind of crazy. And now they're actually killing our people. I don't like that. What's a better way that we can promote Islamist thought, but in a more moderate fashion? And I'm not saying that Fethullah Gülen was more moderate. I'm saying that America perceived him as the more moderate counterbalance, because there has to always be a fucking, they always have to have one guy. Well, not just one guy, many guys, but there always has to be someone that they're propping up. And that was their guy. They saw, the American State Department saw Fethullah Gülen as a more moderate version of like Islamist fundamentalism that could be controlled, because Fethullah Gülen was living in the fucking Poconos, right? And basically, there are still a network of schools, Turkish schools, both in all around Africa, the African continent, all around the United States of America, all around the world, that are all Fethullah Gülen schools. A lot of the Turkish schools that you see outside of Turkey are Fethullah Gülen schools. There's a lot of Fethullah Gülen schools in Turkey. Enes Kanter went to one, Samanyolu. I know this because he used to play basketball for Samanyolu and in Ankara when I was at Ankara College. So anyway, it's a very long, convoluted, you know, complicated situation to explain. But that's what it is. And fuck Fethullah Gülen, for the record. The TV show Samanyolu, I believe the TV channel is also owned by Fethullah Gülen. Now, Recep Tayyip Erdogan used like for the post-coup, and even before the coup, there was like a lot of there was a lot of polarization between Erdogan and Fethullah Gülen. Basically, Recep Tayyip Erdogan was like, that's the main guy, that's our main terrorist, that's our main enemy. And there was a little bit of fucking reason, like decent reason for him to say that, except he basically used that to go after anyone and everyone that he considered to be an enemy, which is really interesting, because that's why there are still Recep Tayyip Erdogan defenders that sometimes come into my chat and say, you're a fucking FETÖ'cü. You're a Fethullah Gülen defender, which is hilarious. But anyway. Abi Tayyip'ten ve Gülen'e yana asıl problem FETÖ adı altında ucundan kıyısından geçen sadece çalışan... Onu anlatıyorum zaten, evet. Onu da anlattım, evet. While there is like reason for Recep Tayyip Erdogan and the Turkish government to not enjoy or appreciate Fethullah Gülen as a direct parasitic, parallel state that they had propped up, the Erdogan government certainly used that valid reasoning and that valid interest in like targeting Fethullah Gülen and his cronies to basically fucking target everyone, anyone and everyone, including myself. Not the Turkish government targeting me for that reason, but ironically enough, plenty of fucking Recep Tayyip Erdogan defenders come into this chat in Turkish and will claim that I am a Fethullah Gülen supporter, which is hilarious to say, considering that I paint my fucking nails and am pro-trans, pro-gay, all that fun stuff. It would be very weird for people to point to me and say, you must be a fundy. But I guess I get hit on every avenue on that front. A lot of people say that I'm a fundy anyway from the opposing front, where they say, Hasan, you love Islamist fundamentalists. You love terrorism. You want more terrorism to happen. You are anti-Semitic. So yes, you are also a fundy. Which is really interesting. Anyway, let's look at this. So this is an update. Streaming platform Twitch apologized after Israelis found they couldn't register as users. So, yeah, what my suspicion is I think what ended up happening, which is that, like, they were being overly cautious and trying to fucking stop, like, IP banning, like, everyone that is from Palestine or Israel, because they use the same ISPs, in creating new accounts so they can like upload footage of October 7th. I think that when people say copium overly cautious, I think they don't realize like they don't realize like you have to find an alternative reason for it. Okay? Like not only do I assume that this is largely because like they have this is the post austerity Twitch where they don't have enough fucking workers for anything really, but beyond that, I suspect that they probably took this initiative and then forgot to fucking change it, which I think is a massive fuck up for the record. It's completely unacceptable. I would never be an advocate for this. But we should think about the alternative reasons as to why they might have done such a thing and entertain them, specifically because of how fucking stupid it is to think of the alternative. Anyway, the popular video live streaming platform Twitch has been accused of anti-Semitism after Israeli users discovered they were unable to create new accounts. As revealed by Ron Barzik on his X profile, the company blocked users with Israeli internet addresses days without an official response, but eventually Twitch issued a lengthy apology on its X account, explaining its rationale and stating that the ban had been lifted. According to Twitch, the ban targeted the email verification process for creating an account. The company claimed it was part of an effort to prevent the uploading of violent content in response to the events of October 7 last year, when Hamas attacked a string of Israeli border communities, killing approximately 1,200 people, sparking the ongoing war. Twitch said the block was inadvertently left in place and was only lifted once the issue was brought to its attention, but many users took issue with the explanation, noting that the ban had appeared to be based on internet protocol addresses rather than email verification. It's unclear why the block persisted for months despite numerous complaints from Israeli users, or why it was imposed in the first place. Critics also question why similar restrictions weren't placed on users from other conflict zones such as Ukraine. This is not the only time that Twitch has faced accusations of anti-Semitism. Earlier this week, another controversy emerged at TwitchCon from the platform's annual convention. A viral clip from one of the panel's well-known streamers ranking other streamers on a scale of ranking ranging from Arab to Love Sabra, with the latter representing the lowest ranking. The Sabra hummus brand in the United States is a joint venture between PepsiCo and Israeli-based Strauss Group. Given that Sabra is also a common term for Israeli-born Jews, it's not, or at least like, not, I didn't even fucking know that. And the first person ranked at the bottom was a Jewish streamer, Ethan Klein, known as H3H3 on the platform. Many interpret the ranking as one from Arab to Jew. One panelist added, I'll just say it, there should be an even lower category called Zionist, which was met with applause from the audience. Klein himself responded in the short video on his YouTube channel, saying that the panelists have a history of making anti-Semitic comments under the guise of Israel or Zionism. He said he wasn't surprised by the incident. Klein also claimed that Twitch has a history of problematic behavior towards Jews, or at least the tolerance of anti-Semitic statements. He highlighted cases involving popular streamers Fresh and Fit, who posted anti-Semitic tweets, and Sneeko, another well-known streamer who praised Hamas. Both were temporarily suspended, but not permanently banned from the platform. So out of all of the criticisms that that Twitch has been taking in terms of like the anti-Semitism package, the onslaught of like anti-Semitism allegations, that paragraph right there is the only valid one. That is straight up. I mean, the IP block and not like restoring the IP ban or whatever the fuck is also unacceptable, obviously. And I do think that that's most likely oversight. But this, on the other hand, I do not agree with in any way, shape, or form. Just like I don't agree with any sort of like any sort of restriction from like making new accounts. Wasn't the IP ban also affecting Palestine? Yes, of course. So, another notable case is the HasanAbi Turkish-American streamer who presents himself as a left-wing commentator on current events. Piker has hosted anti-American and anti-Israeli guests on his channel, including on one occasion a Houthi pirate who discussed the activities of the Yemeni Islamist rebel group, which is known for slogans such as "Death to America, Curse the Jews." Piker has repeatedly spread false information and anti-Israel propaganda, sometimes veering into anti-Semitism. Despite this, Twitch has taken little action against him, suspending him for just 1 week for a specific comment. Wait, what? Who wrote this article? They brought forward the cracker ban? Dog, what is happening? Are they just like... Come on, man. I rely on Haaretz. I use it on a daily basis. I fucking love Gideon Levy. What the fuck is this? You guys are supposed to be real journalists, man. What the fuck? Come on, dog. So far, the platform has not responded to growing complaints from users accusing it of failing. I like that there's I like that they went, Piker has repeatedly spread false information and anti-Israel propaganda. Point to them. Can you point to the false information that I was spreading in anti-Israel propaganda? Now, this is, I think, worse than anything else because, like, this is a reputable paper. And I've said this before, as far as, like, Haaretz goes, like, obviously, there are fantastic writers on there, fantastic reporters on there, and then there's some fucking not so fantastic reporters on there. That is every fucking newspaper in general. It's interesting that they would, like, that this passes the smell test of, like, a decent report. I think it doesn't, right? Like, how is this like, it's not even framed as an op-ed. It's just straight up, like, this is real news reporting. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. So tired. Like, why are we focusing on ripping apart a Twitch streamer? I mean, I think that ultimately it doesn't matter. You weren't contacted either. No, that's what's really crazy about it. That's like, I would have expected Haaretz to literally do a little bit more. I thought that they would have actually done like real reporting on it. Now, notice how they can't fucking grab onto anything because I'm very careful and very deliberate with my language, even if I have my pop-off moments or whatever. There's just not really much you can fucking point to. So it's always like second-degree associations, third-degree associations, who I've interviewed, you know what I mean? Like, and I've seen this happen before. It's just when the situation becomes like unmanageable, when there's no real way to like defend Israel's actions in the West, like, you just have to try to fucking silence some of the biggest critics, right? And that's it. You interviewed an extremist who fought alongside the Kurds. Okay, don't tell the Turks that, but I have done that. I'm fed up with all the disingenuous allegations of anti-Semitism. Yeah. Did you see Stop Anti-Semitism tweet about you? No, man. Why are you? I don't give a shit, dude. Fuck stopantisemitism.org. They're fucking delusional. It's like one crazy woman from Long Island, dog. It's not like a reputable institution. What are you talking about? They're more predisposed with fucking yelling about Dua Lipa and Gigi Hadid than anything else. Okay, calm down. Yeah, it's no different than someone being like, did you see my tweet? Yeah, for context, that organization considers Bizan from Gaza, Greta Thunberg, Bassem Youssef, Jamal Bowman, Corey Bush, Rashida Tlaib, Gigi and Bella Hadid, Trevor Noah, Dua Lipa, Mehdi Hassan, AOC, anti-Semitic. They're fucking insane. Okay? The first two guys openly deny the Holocaust, and then they're like, this Hasan guy said the C word and mean things about Israel. I know. It just like doesn't really fit, does it? It doesn't really fit the bill, I don't think. It's disingenuous framing. I don't want to give it too much attention, but I suspect that this will be like an ongoing thing, an ongoing back and forth, non-freaking stop. And you know, it is what it is. I'm used to it. This has been happening for fucking 6 years now, you know? I'm getting the feeling that they've started an active campaign to smear you. I fear they won't stop until they deplatform you. Yes, there is not anything I can do aside from hoping that people will have the capacity in this barrage of ridiculous smears, that they have the capacity to be charitable